Mr. Chair, I'm happy to take a brief, but I hope informative call on the title of this bill. The title of this bill. Having heard the contributions at the committee stages, I want to firstly recognise the contribution of my colleague, Phil Twyford. Everything's in a name, as he rightly points out, and it does matter in terms of the way in which land is vested that we retain some linkage as to the purposes for vesting lands and reserves like this, but also the history around how land's got its name. I was quietly interested to hear Tim McIndoe's contribution around clarification of how Parana Park got its name. In fact, we had a small conversation, Mr. Chair. Could that word be partially pa and rana? And then I was asked by Darren, do you know of a rana pa in Kirikiriroa? And I said, no, I don't. However, it did urge me to set some of the records straight in terms of the history around this particular bit of land, because it was a part of the lands confiscated as a result of the 1863 land wars in the Waikato region. Of notable significance, where Parana Park is situated is opposite Rangiora, which is a hill on which now an Anglican church stands, which was a significant past site and place for spiritual practices and cultural practices in the area. And Parana Park is also to the left of Middlepeko Pa, which is somewhat down the road. So by way of clarifying some of its pre-European history, I think it's of note to mention that Parana Park had a history that preceded it and is in a very special place in that part of Hamilton. The other point that I wanted to comment on insofar as the title is concerned is that that it is really important to ensure that the purposes of vesting lands for reserve reasons, and in this case a recreational reason, is really important, because if the prospect of an amalgamation, like Mr. Twyford commented on, is a very real prospect for the Waikato region, there are a number of reserves across Hamilton City Council, the Waikato District, Waipa City Council, that would need to retain the special significance on why councils actually are now managing those particular reserves. I want to commend the member for bringing this act into the House on behalf of the City Council. I bet when he introduced the bill he didn't realise that there would be a long and vociferous debate on every part of its purpose. But one thing we can say as Hamiltonians, we are proud. One thing we can say as Hamiltonians, we are proud of the reserves that we have in the city that provide recreational opportunities to our families and children. And for my part, the small stream that links Parana Park and the Memorial Park together is a delight to the young kids who get their gumboots on now and then, in summer mostly, and have a little kick around in water that's probably no more than 3 or 4 centimetres, but it's something that I know my son enjoys when he's there. So insofar as the title is concerned, I want to further ensure that any future consideration of amalgamation of the city's assets across the region retain the special nature on which lands have been vested and the purposes and the history of that in any transfer of assets or amalgamation of those assets. The title is a very brief. Anyone listening to this bill will know that Parana Park in itself is but a small shareholding of the council's reserves that are managed, but it's a very unique reserve, and it's something very special in the lives of a lot of kids, and a lot of early childhood centres use that park, visit there often, kohanga reo, people across the community. So with that in mind, Mr. Speaker, can I commend the title of this bill and register some of those future concerns that I have with regards to the purpose and management of this bit of land.